finna get juicy. Big disciple, not bad and bougie.
Look at Laura once again, sitting down, reading, relaxing. I love it.
We intended an art gallery opening.
This is so sweet. You guys both like the same thing.
Phone in to the life lessons of Steve and Laura. What's the first lesson we can get out of it? I always said about Laura, Laura's a very logical thinker. She's not an emotional thinker. Just heard her say that, oh, you guys like the same things. Could that possibly be something that is in her logical mind that says you and Steve would never work because you don't have these type of things in common? So powerful. And the smile is just beautiful.
Laura, do you mind if I skipped your loo?
It's right over there.
So, Laura, long time no see.
Steve, usually when I call you, you rush right over before I can hang up the phone. I left a message for you 2 days ago.
Laura is starting to see, wait a minute now. If you go and fully commit to Myra, I did not think about the fact that you're not going to be around me anymore. And I miss that. She's missing Steve. Very much so.
Oh, well, I've been busy.
Oh, okay, all right.
So then I guess things are going pretty well with you and Myra, huh?
Laura, you were right. Why, my emotional confusion disappeared the moment I committed my little Urkel heart to Myra.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, we adore each other. Why,
Just listen to all this stuff Steve is talking right now because he's just talking. Just check it out. It's so funny.
inseparable. We even spent some time in a sensory deprivation tank.
How nice for you.
Thanks for your advice, Laura. You're a good friend.
So we're still friends?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, good, because over the last 2 weeks, I actually started to miss you a eensy-weensy, itsy-bitsy bit.
Ooh, I know, that is wow. We got to go back to this real quick. We need to go back to this, okay?
Yourself a great deal of unnecessary pain.
I am.
Yeah. If you would only emotionally commit yourself to Myra, your guilt will go away.
I could do that. Well, wouldn't I have to forget about you?
Yes!
Laura, you're going to take that back, girl. Now she's telling Steve to his face, from her face to his face, I missed you. That's why Steve looking like this. There's a lot that she still has to learn about love, about life, and about herself. And really, guys, that's the case for all of us. If you go up into a relationship and you just confident about everything, the relationship is probably just going to be about you. Do you realize what you just said, Laura? Do you realize what you just said, Laura?
You love me, don't you?
Call her out, Steve. Call her out, Steve. Call her out, Steve.
No.
I made myself scarce and now you want me.
This is so funny. This is why I love the storyline of Steve and Laura. I've missed you the last 2 weeks. Steve takes us in. I wasn't around and now you want me. Do you see the thing that's going on there? So Laura can't even catch up. But if Steve were to fall back and just recognize, oh, she missed me, we're friends, and just kind of feed on that, then this thing can keep floating, right? And I think Laura would have came a lot sooner. But when he goes to this level over here and Laura's not there yet, it pushes her away. But this is why why was she so mean? Because if she says anything nice, Steve takes it up 5 notches. And she said it at a 2.
No, Steve, I was just trying to be nice.
Look
No.
at those tissues.
No.
You've been crying your eyes out for me all
No,
night.
you called him over, Laura. You called him over, Laura.
No.
Oh, Laura, my heart is blasting 40 love songs in a row with no commercial interruption.
No commercials, baby.
Steve.
Oh, Laura, my pet. I pursued you before, but baby,
Woo.
you ain't seen nothing yet.
It's on. That's what you saying, right, Steve? It's on. Can we go back and think, wait a minute, didn't he just say he's having the time of his life doing this and that and this and blowing each other kisses? It don't mean nothing because his heart is not connected because there's no connection. There's fun, but there's no connection. You feel what I'm saying?
Steve, please calm down.
Calm down. Good Lord, woman, you just told me you missed me.
Right, that's
Why, take a 4-day weekend, America.
Exactly.
Steve, come here.
No, Laura.
Laura Winslow, get your hands off my man.
Oh no, here's Myra. If Myra only knew that Steve and Laura have been snuggling since forever and gonna snuggle after her. If she just only knew. They snuggle. Leave them alone.
Myra, you don't understand.
I understand, all right. I leave this room for 1 minute and you go into heat.
Excuse me?
Laura, she said you hot and bothered. You hot and bothered. You want that Urkel love. You want that Urkel love, girl. Not yet, though. Not yet.
Myra.
Handle it,
You
Steve.
have every right to be upset.
Handle it.
Alas, I've mislaid you, my little milk dud.
You have?
Yes,
Let it mislead everybody.
and I've treasured every moment of it with you. But the truth of the matter is,
Huh? What, Steve?
there's always been a part of me, hidden deep in my heart, that could only think of Laura.
This is what did I say? Connection. Connection. Steve and Laura have a connection.
You convinced Steve to forget about you and concentrate on Myra, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And that was 2 weeks ago. And I haven't seen him since.
So, why aren't you thrilled?
I was at first, but then, starting a couple of days ago, I actually started to miss him.
So this is why we had to go back and look at this real quick to understand what's going on in the living room, you know. You know what I'm saying? So remember I said Laura's feeling that connection or that disconnection, and so is Steve. But when you have a connection with somebody like that, it's one of the greatest feelings in the world. That connection with the person that has nothing to do with the physical is one of the greatest experiences you will ever experience.
Keep on in the she-devil's love game.
Oh, here goes Myra hating.
She-devil. Who are you calling she-devil?
And now, ladies, I do believe... Myra.
You listen to me, Miss Laura. I love Steve Urkel. He's the hot fudge on my sundae.
I know she messed that up for me too. Yuck. Steve felt himself a little
And
bit.
let me tell you something, honey. Nobody steals my dessert. I tried to be nice. You stabbed me in the back.
She stabbed you in the back.
Strap on your howitzer, missy. From now on, it's war.
War. I mean, I'm just saying, Myra here feels betrayed, right? And I wonder, why does she feel betrayed? She just had all that good time fun with Steve. All Laura did was tell Steve that she missed him as a friend. Absolutely insane to me. And not only that, she walking out by herself. Steve and Laura could sit right back down on the couch and snuggle like they do. Okay. Walked out by herself.
Well, I think that went fairly well, don't you? Anyhow, Angel Toes. Ever since you declared your love for me, I've been the happiest carbon-based multi-cell life form this side of the Milky Way.
I did not declare my love for you.
Not
When
totally.
you started seeing Myra, you stopped coming over here. And amazingly, I sort of missed you. But only as a friend.
Well, you know, friendship is the first step to love.
You see even right here where Laura said as a friend. You see what I'm saying now? Laura is now missing Steve as a friend. So she's coming. Laura's coming, right? And what does Steve say? Steve says, well, you know, that turns into, friendship will turn into love. Exactly. It's such a beautiful thing. Oh my gosh, Steve. Talk to us, man.
Hit it, boys!
Steve, what you doing? Oh, wow. Make your mark, Steve. Make your mark, Steve. Make your mark, Steve. This is overwhelming, Laura. This is overwhelming her. And this is also why Laura she's so scared to show her feelings for Steve, because Steve just take it up 20 notches. This is what he is. Look at this. Look at this. Presentation is stepping up,
Will
Steve.
you go out with me?
No. Steve, This is so sweet. I'm really touched.
You are.
Yeah. Now get him out of here.
How Laura says everything with a smile. Now get him out of here with a big old smile.
Glad you're here, Myra. We really need to discuss our relationship. I care for you deeply, Myra, but I'm in love with another woman, Laura Winslow.
Oh, Steven, you're so cute when you're wrong.
Well, what do you mean I'm wrong?
Laura Winslow has played you like a fiddle. She's got you so mixed up that you actually think that you love her, but you don't.
So Steve needs to use his big brain and figure out that Myra is playing mind games right now. Because what mind games is Laura actually playing? But here's the other thing that Steve, again, admires about Laura that he does not get from Myra. Myra doesn't listen. Okay? Steve likes that he can go and talk to Laura about anything and everything. And Laura will listen. She will give him a response. She will take it seriously. Myra is not listening. This is what a lot of y'all blah say. I would want to be with a Myra, da 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 da. Okay. But then, so you want to be ignored and you want to be gassed up but never respected. Okay, well, you go for that then. Go for that.
You here to cause trouble?
I won't back away from it.
Steve, get out the way. Let them fight. I would have loved to have seen them fight. I mean, unfortunately, Myra would have got really hurt because Laura put out the foot and the fist. What? Foot and the fist. You about to catch one of them.
Stop it, I say.
I love it.
Now, this has gone far enough. Now, look, this is a bizarre and twisted problem. And to resume dating Myra. Yes. Nothing serious. Now, look, I want everything out in the open. So here's fair warning. I intend to remain friends with Laura.
Exactly. I've been
And
building.
if she gives me the slightest inkling that I can win her heart, I'm gone, baby.
I'm gone like the wind, baby. And now, and again, isn't this interesting that Myra is the one that he's dating, right? And so perfect and all. Who is Steve standing next to? Body language tells a lot. And you see Laura do you see Laura's stance? What I'm showing you right now is the friendship that Steve and Laura have built all these years, right? And nobody's coming between them. They're both in agreement on that right here. It's really beautiful, honestly.
I understand. I accept those terms.
Myra, okay.
Hey, I'm thrilled.
Wonderful.
Laura, you win either way.
How's about you two lovelies bury the hatchet? Come on,
Good job,
shake
Steve.
hands.
Good job, Steve. That was very mature of you.
Them's of me, gals. I think we're gonna be good buddies.
I wouldn't bet on it.
Steve will never go back to Laura. Once he's been to Tahiti, now why would he settle for Coney Island?
Interesting words that Myra used. Steve will never go back to you. What does she mean by that? Because he just said that they're going to remain friends. What I'm out to you is Myra is trying to play mind games with both of them. And what Myra is here to do is what this picture looks like again right here. Her job is to get between these two.
It's always nice to see a plump girl find a man.
Well, maybe not good buddies.
Laura, that I thought was so powerful that I think people overlook, that Steve picked up, right? Steve picked it up when Laura called, and then you know, to probably to check in, or think this the fact that Laura called him, period. And it wasn't for a project. It wasn't, you know, to get, you know, help with this. Because Laura's called Steve before. But now she's calling him. Think about it. She's calling him because she's missing him. So Steve is picking this up like the rest of us are picking up. What have I been saying if you've been watching my videos? Laura leaves little, I call them love nuggets all around. that has Steve thinking like, okay, maybe, maybe, maybe. You know what I'm saying? And this is one of them. But this is the beauty of Laura. And I wish people would understand this. She is so innocent. She doesn't recognize what she's actually feeling. She doesn't recognize that it's unusual to call a guy friend over or to call him period because you're missing him. Laura does not realize that that's love. She doesn't realize it yet. You know, Laura just she doesn't realize. And it's so beautiful. And I wish people would see it. She doesn't realize that she's slowly falling in love with Steve. You know, and you have to look at it from the stand. It's like, well, why wouldn't she just be with them? Because have you ever had it to where or you're falling in love with them, but you don't think about them in a romantic way yet? You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what it is with Laura. And so Laura sees it as, no, I don't actually love this guy because she doesn't see it on a romantic level. And could this also be, though, the fact that she's not there yet? You know what I'm saying? I told you Laura is pure, right? She has morals. She's, you know, she's as innocent and as pure as the snow. And so maybe she doesn't have, you know what I'm saying, y'all. When you get to that age and your body start yearning for things, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe she's not there yet. Comes over and Laura doesn't realize when you calling some dude over because you miss him, there's more to the story than you say he's just a friend. You say he's just a friend. Oh, baby, you like, no, Laura, there's more to it than that. You know, and this is and I keep asking this, why is it Laura does not get the grace to learn? And I want to know, has anybody ever thought about this? And this is always how things are, right? Laura, because she has had family all around her that has loved on her. She comes from a very, very loving family, right? Versus Steve comes from the complete opposite of that. So a lot of people, you would naturally assume, well, Laura's going to know because, you know, she actually has it. Sometimes what happens, actually a lot of times what happens is because you're born into it, you can almost take it for granted and not notice it, right? Versus when you don't have it, recognize what you don't have. And I think that's the difference between Laura and Steve, is that Laura actually has had it so good with her family and, you know, how much her family loves her and everything else like that. She doesn't really recognize, man, wait a minute. I love this dude. I love him. You know, she doesn't recognize it versus Steve because he doesn't get that love from home. It's strong on the end. I know this is love right here. I know that what I feel for this girl is real and it's love because I don't see it at home. And I wonder if people ever really thought about that. What Laura doesn't even realize herself is that she's fallen in love with Steve. She loves him. I'm saying we need to start, I told you, Joel Embiid in it, right? We need to start respecting the process. Steve and Laura, and why the storyline of Steve and Laura is so beautiful. And why a lot of y'all don't respect this because you don't respect the process. And odds are, I'm just saying, odds are there are probably things in your life that requires a process that you are not respecting. I say, when people say just the dumbest stuff, I'm sorry, some of y'all just say the dumbest stuff off your emotions and not your mind, right? Myra loves Steve first. Myra can never love Steve first, nor can Myra love Steve more. Because at this point right here, Myra's never going to catch up. The thing I keep saying about Myra that a lot of people don't realize, Myra don't know Steve. Myra don't know Steve. She don't respect Steve. Myra sees Steve as a toy that she can play with. A toy that she can reprogram. A toy that she can control. Control. Yeah, not that kind of Janet Jackson control. Mind control. You know what I'm saying? I can get you to do what I want you to do for you to fulfill my needs. And how do you know that? Because she's not listening to anything that Steve is saying to her. So Myra is in this relationship for her, not for him or not for them. That's why Laura is such a threat, because Laura can give Steve, and we ain't even talking like that yet, okay? We ain't talking about the bed moving yet. Laura can give Steve things that Myra can't. One of them is just conversation. One of them is just conversation. You know what I'm saying? Openness, accountability. Like, and it just baffles me that people do not respect that about Laura. Thinks that as long as, they go polka dancing, and they kiss every now and then, and they eat, strange, weird foods, that's enough. She doesn't, and that's what I'm saying. Myra was perfect for Steve. Myra don't even know Steve. Because if Myra knew Steve, Myra, would understand the things that Steve admires, right? Myra would understand the things that Steve desires, right? If Myra really understood Steve and was really just perfect for him, Laura would not even be an issue. Laura wouldn't be an issue. She wouldn't even be an issue. So we gotta start. And why am I saying all this? Because we are in a culture now where we are settling than less than for what God has for us. And that's what you want Steve to do. You want that man to settle for less than God's best because he has to go through some stress. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Everybody does it. The greats in the Bible. Anytime God gives you something and gives you a promise, you gonna go through to get it. Don't think it's just gonna come easy to you. But understand, by the time you get it, it's gonna be better than what you ever thought it would be. Respect the process. Learn and glean from Steve and Laura. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, love God, love people. May God bless you. May God keep you.